Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. This is going to be a physical media haul. Went to one of the thrift stores in town and found some titles to pick up. They had a table with a bunch of DVDs and CDs, a lot of new stuff that wasn't there the last time I went. And then I found something really, really cool I'm going to save for the end of the video. But all in all, the thrift stores I've been going to, they haven't been too bad. Kind of pretty much the only two places I can go. There is Winn-Dixie that sells movies, as well as Walmart. Just kind of waiting for eBay sales to pick up, or accumulate enough on some reward apps that I've been using for a while now. And I guess to give you guys an update with you know, Social Security. I did get a lawyer, so they're going to help me get approved for Social Security disability, and so I can get the medical and get my shoulder taken care of, get the physical therapy that I need. I'm still crossing my fingers, hoping that there's nothing too bad with my shoulder, where it doesn't record. Man, I'm tongue twisted today. I'm hoping it's not too bad and physical therapy will help. I hope it's, you know, I can avoid surgery, because to be quite honest with you, I don't want to have to deal with that, because that's just, a longer recovery and physical therapy. So hopefully the physical therapy will help. From what I was told right when I had got injured, that it was the early signs of it going bad. So I'm crossing my fingers that's the case. So we'll see. Hopefully everything works out. I can finally get back on my feet and finally get that medical and get the shoulder looked at, because it's been a headache. 2 years now, a little over 2 years. So, um, so that's kind of a little update on what's going on in my personal life. I can't believe August is here tomorrow. That means we're getting close to the fall weather, to it being nice and cold. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, just there's so many great things coming. And then there's a lot of physical media coming. I think this year for fall, the last few remaining months of the year is going to be really big on physical media. We have the Nightmare on Elm Street collection coming to 4K. We've got Freaked, the Alex Winter film, coming to 4K by Umbrella Entertainment. We've got Dogma coming to 4K through, I believe, Umbrella. Probably one of my all-time favorite Kevin Smith films. I mean, there are so many titles coming out. Spawn coming to 4K through Arrow, and we're also getting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Apparently, the collection is coming to 4K through Arrow. So there's so much. So I'm definitely don't want to miss out on some of these titles. So I'm gonna be busting my butt on some reward apps and eBay, especially considering my birthday's in October, and a lot of these come out around that time. So September and October, so I definitely want to pick those up as a birthday gift for me in the next few months. So we'll see what happens, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and get this physical media haul going before it starts thundering and lightning. The weather here in Florida has been just rainy. We've just been getting more thunderstorms than anything, which is all right. I like it because it keeps things cool a little bit. The heat here sucks. I mean, if you've lived in Florida or have visited, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's more of the humidity, I feel, but you kind of get the drift. But we had a yard sale last weekend. It was me, my mother, my sister, and we went to my cousin's, and they were selling stuff. So it was basically like a two-family yard sale. A lot of stuff to sell off, which things did sell, and the rest we just kind of donated, didn't want to deal with. But my cousin had there were some movies and DVDs or Blu-ray, a couple Blu-rays, and majority were DVDs on her table. So I did pick up a few. So on Blu-ray, I picked up Alice in Wonderland. This is the 60th anniversary, one of my all-time favorite Disney films. I've always been a fan of Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter being one of my favorite Disney characters. And this movie, just absolutely enjoyable. The cast of this alone is fantastic. This is, when did this come out? I don't think it's gonna say, because usually the Disney films don't state, but I think it's like the 60s. This is a 2011 release, so it's got to be up there, maybe 30s. No, not 30s, 50s, maybe 40s. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I'm just kind of throwing out numbers, but I know it's been quite a while. So what? This is 2011, so we're almost about to hit the 80th anniversary. Does that sound about right? Is my mathing or not? I would love to see a 4K of this. I think a lot of animated movies look amazing on 4K. The other two that I picked up at the yard sale, the first one being The Dog Who Saved Halloween. I'm not big into these like talking animal movies, other than like maybe the Doolittle films and Cats vs. Dogs, Homeward Bound. There are some good ones, but what really caught my interest was the cast. You have the likes of Dean Cain, Joey Lawrence, Lance. I'm sure I'm gonna butcher this. Henriksen. I can never pronounce his last name right. Mayim Bialik, something like that. Bialik. She played Amy in The Big Bang Theory. She was in Blossom. She was also the young version of Bette Midler's character in Beaches. So yeah, with a great cast like that, I figured why not. It's also got Curtis Armstrong from Revenge of the Nerds and a few other familiar faces. So I figured why not give it a watch, especially during the Halloween season. And then I picked up All Dogs Go to Heaven 1 and 2. I have the first one. I have it separately on DVD, and I did not have the second one, so I figured, you know what, let me get this set, and then I will just sell off the first movie that I have individually. So yeah, my All Dogs Go to Heaven movie collection is complete, because I do have the Christmas Carol film. Now, the only two that are available on Blu-ray are the first two movies. That Christmas Carol one is not sure why. But what I do like about this DVD set is that you do get both films on its own separate disc, which is nice. That way it doesn't seem too pressed on the disc, and the quality doesn't look like garbage. Yeah, which I can say more on that. So the thrift store, had a great selection. There were some, what is his name? Steven Seagal films. There was Cliffhanger, but there was 4 that I decided to grab. So the first one I picked up is Making Mr. Right. This has John Malkovich and Anne Magnuson. I'm sure I pronounced her name wrong. This is from 1987. Looks like an interesting film. A lot of these MGM titles tend to be, a little bit more on eBay, can range from $10 or higher. I think the reason for that is that, one, a lot of these movies have not been transferred over to Blu-ray, and 2, they, there's people looking for them, so they tend to go up a little bit more because people are willing to pay it. So yeah, pretty excited to check that one out. This was a cool find. Picked up Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield, Jonathan Brandis. Who else is in this? Vanessa Shaw. Yeah, that seems to be the only names. Vanessa Shaw, young Vanessa Shaw. She'd go on to do 40 Days and 40 Nights. She played Allison in Hocus Pocus. And yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this movie out. I've never seen it. I've heard some good things. from 1992. I believe there might be a Blu-ray out there, but that's out of print. This has been, I think, out of print as well because I looked on eBay, and this DVD goes around like $10 or higher, just depending on the condition. But I am a big fan of Rodney Dangerfield, so I'm excited to add that to my collection. I want to try to get all his movies. So this is a former rental. It's got like some rental stickers on it, which is alright. I've always been a fan of like low budget home video comedies. I used to rent them a lot at Movie Gallery back in the day when they were still around. And this is a film from, I want to say, yeah, 2006. So I was going to say around like probably 2005, 2006. But it stars Tom Arnold, and it's the film The Kid and I. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Okay, I'm just seeing if my camera stopped because I'm getting a call. Actually, let's cancel that. So yeah, before I was rudely interrupted, The Kid and I. Sounds like it's gonna be a fun watch. It's got a great cast. I mean, not only do you have Tom Arnold, you've got Henry Winkler, you've got Brenda Strong. You've got Shannon Elizabeth, Joe Mantegna, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. And you have Linda Hamilton. So a great cast like that, it should be a fun, goofy, entertaining film. So I'm definitely down for it. And is that Shaq? Looks like Shaq might have a small appearance. He's not on the credits in the back, but it looks like an image of him in this. So yeah, can't go wrong with that. And then the last one here is Terminal Velocity with Charlie Sheen. I think I had this at one point, but the copy was not the greatest. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I'm excited to check it out. It's got a great cast. We got James Gandolfini, Christopher McDonald. Who else? I don't think it says, and of course Charlie Sheen. So I've always been a fan of some of the early Charlie Sheen stuff before he pretty much lost his mind to drugs. A lot of his 80s and 90s stuff is pretty cheesy but fun and entertaining. So I'm excited for this one. I think this one actually has a Blu-ray. I think there was a, don't quote me, but I think there was a Mill Creek release of this. And then I think a studio, like a boutique label, ended up doing a release for it. I could be wrong on that. I may be getting other films confused. But lastly, this is a Super Nintendo game. And it was $5. The interesting thing about this is that this is a $25 game loose. And I only paid $5. They had a $5 price point on it. And I had to see if it was, I still got to see if it's, legit or if it's a reproduction. But it's Double Dragon and Battletoads, or Battletoads and Double Dragon. As you can see, I paid $5 for it. It's upside down. But one of the things they said to look out for that you can tell if it's a fake, two things actually. Number one would be the bottom here. These are metal screws. They say if they're plastic, then it's fake. The only thing I gotta do, and these are metal screws, so you can tell because they are corroded as all can be. And the only thing I gotta check now is the motherboard. If the motherboard is legit, then a $25 game for $5 is not bad. Even if I didn't want this game and wanted to trade it in to my local game store, I would get probably like $15 in credit. So not only did I get, the $5 back, but I'm making $10 because they give us, I think, like 60% trade-in value of the game. So if it's a $25 game, I get a $15 trade-in, and if they would sell it probably for the 25, or like 27, give or take. So they make their money back plus a profit and stuff like that. But Excuse me, but yeah, the retro game store tends to do pretty well compared to like GameStop and things like that. And another thing they said is always look at the label, you know, because the fakes can be super glossy. This is not super glossy. This is like in really like rough shape. Um, yeah, like it's got, you could tell the material is nasty and stuff. So I don't think it's, you know, the print looks good. So I my guess would be this is a legit copy. I think the only thing for me to know is taking out the motherboard. But yeah, that's awesome to find something like this. It was the only one they had, and when I saw that they had it, I was like, you know what, I need to snag this. But even if it's not a actual legit copy and it is a reproduction cart, I still don't mind. I think reproduction carts are great if you don't want to shell out the money for the more expensive games. They work just as well. You can get reproduction cases to put the game in. I like. There's a game, Hagani, I think is the name of the game. It's $1,000. So to me, to pay $5 for a game like that compared to 1,000 for, you know, pay $5 for a reproduction cart, I am completely fine with. I could pay $20 and get 5 reproduction carts of a game. You know, in total would probably cost me over $2,000. So to me, reproduction carts are only worth it for the more expensive games. So like Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut, get a reproduction cart. Save yourself, you know, pay $5 to $10 for a reproduction cart compared to the $1,000 to $2,000. I don't even know where it's up at this point, but would you, because here's the thing, yeah, you can buy a bunch of doubles, go and trade the stuff in, get the store credit, and then you can get the game for free, a legit copy. That's another alternative. But a lot of people are going to save that money up, and then their mind's going to change and something else may come up and they don't want to get it at that exact moment. So I feel like, or they just don't want to pay that much, you know, $1,000 for a game they're probably going to only play maybe a few times and that's it, you know, or they're trying to collect it to complete the library, whatever it may be. I just feel like your mindset when it comes to something like that, you're going to be like, do I really want to pay $1,000 for this? But you know, that feeling of you found it in the hunt, you got it, you know, you were able to save up or trade in stuff and get it. That is probably one of the better feelings you can get compared to buying a reproduction cart. But reproduction carts are good because you don't have to pay all of that. You still are able to play it starts up right away, no issues, and you can feel happy because you got a game that you can play whenever, and you know, compare from $5 to 1,000. So there are some positive benefits when it comes to reproduction carts, but still not bad. And even if they priced it at $5, chances are, one, they don't even know what they have, because my thrift store tends to do that. At times I'm sure they do research, but other times not so much. So I'm sure somebody looked at it and was like, this is probably worth nothing. They probably didn't even look at like Double Dragon, or I don't think they looked at both, you know, the game itself. They probably like, oh, it's a Double Dragon game, or oh, it's a Battletoad game, you know, and kind of priced it at a low point. Because a lot of thrift stores do that. They do get caught slipping. I mean, I've seen YouTubers go to Goodwill, find a $5 game, only to find out that it's worth $100. So it's all right, guys. You are the first to witness that. I'm keeping that in. You guys see me get scared from lightning. Yeah, it hit close. I heard that. Like, I don't know what it hit, but that was pretty terrifying. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not even gonna edit out. I think it's gonna be a good laugh for you guys. It's definitely a good laugh for me. Plus, you know, I got so far into this video, and for something like that to happen, I don't want to redo this video. So, that's great. That's really, really great. Take a little bit of my Sprite. Can't go wrong with that, can you? Uh, Sometimes you need something like that, you know, just a little great laugh in an unexpected moment. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's very much appreciated. Six reviews away of hitting my 300 movie reviews. I'm about 80, 89. No, 80, I think 80 or 89, somewhere around there. Um, Subscribers away of hitting 200 subscribers. So that's awesome. We're getting close to hitting some milestones. I'm very happy about that. Keeps me motivated and keeps me pushing towards the future of the channel. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you've seen any of these movies or if you played Double Dragon and Battletoad, what are your thoughts on the movies and what's your thought on the game? Would love to hear your guys' opinion. It's very much appreciated. Thank you to everybody who's been commenting on my videos recently. I do really appreciate it. Even if you're not a fan of the film I review, I still love to hear your opinion on why you don't like the film, and we can always agree to disagree. And giving me facts that I may not know about a certain film that I review, it's very, very much appreciated. I may not know what to say when I reply, so sometimes I'll just, like what you guys wrote or give you a heart, but it's my appreciation showing you that I am listening, and I do much appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you who has subscribed to my channel. You guys don't know how much that really means to me. I get to share my passion of movies, video games, wrestling with you guys, so it's awesome. Can't, ask for anything other than that. With that being said, I'm Film Talk with Mikey. You guys know the drill. Till next time, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one. Let me know what you're watching this week. And, for you wrestling fans, are you guys going to tune in to SummerSlam? I know I am. I will be doing a prediction video probably tomorrow, so keep an eye out. But till then, have a good one. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.